Taking the C6 to heady heights. Let's crack on. Hello and welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we are going to change the heads on this C6 that we sort of overhauled in a recent video. And yeah, the heads themselves, they do look pretty shabby. There's a chip off one edge, one corner of one of the head chips. I'll try and show you a picture if I can, but yeah, it's not good, so they have to come off. And you can already see I've put the two marks to line up the upper drum, but I will be resurfacing this as well because rewind is a little bit laboured and it is pretty worn, so I'll resurface that. I'll be interested to see what it's like on these earlier machines. Now, got the eccentricity gauge ready to go. I've got the mount, which actually came with the wrong screw, and I haven't got the right screw. I did try and actually put in a machined screw because this is threaded as well, and it just stripped it. So yeah, we're going to have to use that. That actually mounts in that hole there. If you ever wondered what that hole is for, that's what it's for, mounting the eccentricity gauge. So it comes up here, and then the gauge comes across here with the actual tip against the head drum, obviously above the chips here, so, or somewhere around there. So that's cool. I have two brand new old stock head discs. I don't know which one it is because this one's actually a Konig one, has one magnet, and then this genuine Sony one has two. So yeah, I don't know. I'd rather use the genuine Sony one, but I'm more than happy to use the Konig one because they tend to be pretty good. Used a lot of those back in the day. And yeah, so the first thing I need to do, and I've slightly cheated, I mean, in the same frame as the last video I did, I'm pretty much going to do this as is, and effectively just show the whole process. But I did just free these Allen bolts off because they're always really tight, and I have to say you cannot beat having decent quality Allen keys. And I actually used some pliers to give enough force. I mean, I couldn't get in like that, so I had to go in like that, which isn't ideal. So yeah, it's just not enough space, but that's fine. Because these are good quality, I got away with it. And I do actually have a few because there's only a couple of sizes that you actually need to work on these machines. So yeah, I'd rather than get a cheap set off eBay, I'd rather get just, which I have got actually, I've got a cheap set off eBay just for anything else. But yeah, I've just bought a couple of the key sizes that I need. So there's the upper drum, and it actually doesn't look terrible. But yeah, that is actually quite smooth, so I'm going to resurface that. And yeah, so let's desolder those heads, and I might actually crack out the meter and we'll just give them a test. So yeah, let's crack on. Okay, so some gentle tweezer action. And obviously I took the fan off. I actually took the fan off in the previous video, and part of the reason I did that is I thought if the heads were contaminated before I looked at them properly, the extra pressure from not having the airflow from it, I thought might actually just clean off any rubbish. But having a good look, I actually took a picture with my Pixel, my Google Pixel, and yeah, you could see the damage. And yeah, that was tight. Oh gosh. We've got one out. Particularly want to strip off the head. Although I shouldn't do that. Nearly. Oh, actually I might be. It's so tight. Well, at least we've answered the one question. It's one magnet, so we'll be using the conic ones. So that's fine. Triangle is white. Dot is red. Think dot, record dot, red. So yeah, but I cannot undo the screw. That is crazy. How tight is that? The screw is out, and all thanks to my wife. Lisa suggested putting some fabric over the screw head to actually get the screw out, and that certainly did help. But she also donned some gloves and held the disc while I tried to get the screw out, and it was a miracle. It just suddenly cracked, and yeah, it's out. Yeah, that's the old screw. Well and truly, I mean, it's amazing I managed to get that out. But I do have another, so off another drum, so we're all good to go. And this should now just lift off, and yeah, we'll have a close look at those head chips. But yeah, like I say, one of them is a little bit damaged, so let's crack on. Okie dokie, so let's resurface this head drum. I'm about to finish for the night, so I just thought if we can get this done, that'd be really cool. So I've already removed the screw, that's easy enough to do. And we've not actually done one of these early machines with a resurfacing, so we'll see how this goes. It's also a great way of cleaning it because it was really grubby. I will clean the lower drum as well, lower portion of the drum. And of course on the next generation of Sony, the upper drum was a lot deeper because it didn't have the thick head disc. It was just literally just a thin head disc with the heads protruding between the two drum portions. So except for the SL-800, which does actually still have a thicker head disc. I don't know if there's any other machines that actually did that, I mean, Sony's reasoning for having that thicker rotating head disc was for tape stability, and I don't know why they thought on the SL-800 that would be a thing, but it was, so I'm not going to argue with Sony there. So that is looking pretty good. So done that in obviously the direction of tape travel, not going up and down of course, not going around the back because we don't want to adjust or distort the alignment for the upper drum. Let's give it a bit of a clean off. I'll just clean these top vannies so there's nothing in there. It's always a thing that you get a head clog after doing this, and it's usually because of some contamination from doing this process. So try and minimize that as much as possible. Then we've got the also clean off any excess contamination. As you can see, it's quite a lot. Microfiber cloth just to clean that off. I just wonder, just for the sake of making it look pretty really, there we go. What did I say about using cloth to get the screw out? I can't remember if I did. That's looking good. So yes, getting the screw out. What really made a difference in getting that screw out was the fabric. And I'll just show you, I'll show you with this screw actually, how that works. So you get your fabric on your slightly distorted and abused screw head, and then you just put the screwdriver in, and that should give you a much better purchase on the screw, and it'll sort of fit in the sort of gaps where you've damaged the actual screw head. And you can see there the cross where it's sort of forced itself in. You need to use a fine fabric, cotton fabric ideally, but yeah, that's really brilliant. I'm sorry for putting my finger in the way, but the camera's about to fall over. So yeah, let's crack on. Let's get these heads fitted. So circle is red, and needs to go that way. Quite what was happening there, but anyway, it's on. And we could do with a screwdriver. The screwdriver's losing its magnetism. And of course I don't want to do these up tight because we need to adjust them. Just going to do them literally finger tight at this stage. I'm just getting it somewhere near aligned. Let's tighten that a little bit more. Right, now eccentricity gauge. I'm probably going to have a couple of goes at getting this in because I've not done one of these for absolutely ages. So there it is there. And just make out the screw down there. So that's in tight now. That's going to be totally useless to me. That's somewhere near where I want it to go. I think it just goes parallel to that, to be honest. Can it get around the guide? No, it can't. So let's just wind this on a little bit. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to tip that back as far as it will go, which is not much further than it's actually going. And then put this in. What I'm trying to avoid is hitting the heads. Fair. That is not far off where it needs to be. So you can see there, that's quite a way out. So I want to get that so it's somewhere in the middle of those two extremities. We'll see how that looks. So I'd either be a lot better or terrible. So whoop. Try that. I'm sort of back to square one. You know, you've got to be careful because when you move the disc one way, you inadvertently could be moving it another. Oh, I'm happy with that. I don't think I'm going to get much better than that. Let's tighten these right up. Even just tighten these up could shift it. It's not bad. It's a little bit else, but I'm happy with that. I don't think that's going to cause a problem. So yeah, let's get this gauge out. Shame they put the wrong screw in there. Okay, so I've actually already put a bit of extra solder on, and well, there's a little bit of a stretch. Oh gosh, that's not too clever. Don't like pulling these wires. They are just a little bit. Well, that one's all right. Bit of a fiddle to get through. Obviously just doing these loosely because I need to line up those scratches. I thought there was a tool that you could use to help align this, but I don't think there is for these. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know like the HF100, for example, there's a tool for the help center the top transformer unit for the FM, but that's the only one I can think of, to be honest. I'm sort of interested. I did do the bottom portion of the drum as well, because there's so little there because of the way the heads are done. It's actually really pretty simple just to very gently rub the I forgot what it's called, the abrasive over it, and then just clean it up. And I isopropyl it. So again, I did that off camera. Because I forgot to turn it on. That's it. That's as tight as I can get it. And I have to say, that's looking pretty good. So we'll put this back on. Tighten this up a bit. Looking good. Okay, so first thing is to give it a test, I suppose. Let's crack on. Okay, so here it goes. Power on. Give it the usual few seconds just to realise that it is a video recorder. One laced. Yeah, still. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I will just give the heads a clean, because I haven't cleaned them, and it wouldn't be completely out of the question that maybe I've contaminated them. So yeah, I'll get and do that next. Well, I took off the other head disc and put on the Sony one, and this is the one with the 2 magnets, and I did this all off camera, of course, which didn't help. The other magnet's under there, and looking at it, the pickup is here, so that magnet is what's giving feedback. Now this is really weird because it's a DSR-08. The original one that was on there is a DSR-08, but it's missing the magnet. So I wonder if somebody changed the head disc and just didn't realise that the magnet had to be changed. The Konig one, that also has the, well, it does have the outer magnets, but I don't know. The problem with this head disc is it is still very contaminated. I did try and clean it. This might be completely pointless. Anyway, but look at that. I've got that really very well aligned, and that's really what you're aiming for. So yeah, I'm going to put the upper drum on and we'll see if we're any further forward. I did check the head amp board and I did scope it, and the RF is really noisy. Obviously, you'd expect that. There are these 10 microfarad 16 volt tantalums. One was low, like really low. The other two are fine, but it made no difference. So I don't know. It's a bit of an odd one. Anyway, I'll put the drum on, the upper drum, and I suppose give it a test. Well, that wasn't it. Wasn't the heads. I wonder if I've got a drum problem, whether the transformers are bad. So I do have another drum, so hey ho, let's give that a try. Let's crack on. I probably won't show changing that over because I just need to get this done, so bear with me. So replacement head drum, and yeah, we should be all good with that. That's the pickup I'm talking about. I did wonder if maybe it was open circuit, but I've got a good switch pulse coming from the and I scoped it from it, so yeah, that's working fine. So I just need to swap over the head drum. Yeah, this is great fun. Let's crack on. really, it's not great having a screwdriver so close to the heads, but I'm being careful. There we go, that's off. Yeah, so we'll drop the bottom board and have a look. Okay, so let's push this out, and I should be able to, yeah, I've got enough. Let's just put out the connect the motor up. And I mean, I have no reason to believe this is faulty. I mean, that's the thing. But I don't know what else to do. Without getting really deep into the electronics, but there's nothing obviously wrong with the electronics, so I don't know. Oh, I'll just pop the capstan belt off. Maybe I have bad electronics, but if I do have bad electronics, then, well, this won't be going out tomorrow. Well, speedy conclusion to this one, but it works. We have full video, and what it actually turned out to be, I changed the drum, got new heads on there. The old heads, they are very worn. The drum is also quite worn as well. So I thought, well, I'm going to change the drum just to eliminate that, because it felt very much like one channel was just totally out. And of course it made no difference. So I took the can off, covers off the cans, and checked back from the two transformers. And literally the next component in line after the transformers are these FETs. It's an SK152, and this one was completely open, so it's actually acting like a diode. The newer betas don't use it. It's all in on chip, but the C9 is the last machine or last generation of machine that seems to use them. So I borrowed one from a can. I've got quite a few of these actually, luckily, and popped it in, and straight away it works. It's absolutely fine. So yeah, what a result, and who'd have thunk it? That was a bit of luck actually, but it just didn't make sense that I was getting such a head clog all the time, regardless of what head disc I used. But I know I've got bad set of heads. I know the Sony set are good. I know these are good. So yeah, we got there, if albeit quite haphazardly. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this one. Something a bit different with that fault finding and the actual fault itself. But yeah, all good to go. So with that, thank you very much for watching. A like and subscribe is always very gratefully received. And I will hopefully see you in another video. Bye for now.